10,000 years before the pharaohs, the Sahara was not a desert at all.
A warm, wet world emerged, bringing life to a forgotten horizon. Animals spread across the grasslands, drawing early humans behind them. Nomadic families moved with the seasons, searching for riverbanks. And then they reached the river that would define history.
Here, humans shaped their first tools of permanence.
They studied the rising floods and the land that changed with them. Small camps became seasonal homes.
And the Nile began shaping their identity.
New ideas bloomed from simple discoveries.
Every year, the river renewed the earth.
And humans learned to plant what they once hunted.
From this, the first roots of agriculture took hold. Clay became storage. Storage became security.
A new way of life settled over the Nile Valley.
Craftsmanship flourished in quiet corners.
Tools became symbols of progress. Knowledge passed from generation to generation.
The river watched it all, silently.
Paths between shelters hinted at early community.
Food no longer depended solely on the hunt.
Villages began to anchor the wandering tribes. Animals were tamed and became partners in survival. Woodwork advanced, refining daily life. The Nile Valley was becoming a cradle of innovation. Humans studied the sun to predict the floods.
Pottery became art and identity.
The first recognizable village emerged, Merimde. Agriculture matured. Harvest replaced hunger.
Stability nurtured population growth.
Artistic expression deepened cultural roots.
Homes grew sturdier, and so did society. Trade networks stitched the Nile together.
Nature moved in harmony with humanity. A new culture emerged, the Badarians. Their pottery became renowned across Egypt.
Linen, the cloth of ancient Egypt, was born here. Spirituality grew from nature and night skies. Identity was expressed through color and ceremony.
The river was now a sacred lifeline. As farms expanded, so did the need for leadership. Elders guided harvests, trade, and rituals.
Symbols of authority quietly appeared.
Villages formed alliances, shaping early territories. The river carried more than water. It carried identity. Community structure advanced, hinting at future cities. Surplus food meant security and ambition. Daily life settled into a predictable rhythm. Populations grew, complexity followed. Trade agreements laid foundations for diplomacy. Territories needed protection, without conflict shown. Organized groups formed, symbols of emerging leadership. The Nile divided two growing regions. Local chiefs sought influence through alliances. Spiritual traditions merged into a shared belief. Symbols of authority became more defined. Influence spread gently across the valley. Two lands, two identities, one river. The dream of unification quietly grew. Leaders prepared to bring the two lands together through diplomacy and power. As centuries passed, villages grew stronger along the Nile. Food no longer came from chance, but from careful work. The silt of the Nile became more valuable than gold. Craftsmanship flourished. Pottery became an art of identity. Trade wove distant families into a single growing culture. With each lesson, the idea of Egypt quietly formed.
Two worlds emerged along the Nile, north and south.
The river connected them more than any road ever could. Small shrines honored unseen forces: life, river, sky. But the land also tested them, with seasons of harsh change. Once again, the Nile became the only refuge. Leadership grew from knowledge, not force. Symbols appeared, small marks that meant belonging.
Cooperation shaped the rhythm of daily life.
The land was no longer scattered tribes. It was becoming a nation. Agriculture reached new mastery. Linen, Egypt's first gift to the world, emerged.
Beauty became part of identity and daily life.
The Nile fed body and belief.
Even death was treated with dignity and meaning. Innovation reshaped survival. Community became the core of strength.
In the south, powerful alliances began to form.
Egyptian craftsmanship refined into elegance. Sails transformed travel, connecting worlds.
In the north, a different culture flourished.
Nature and spirit merged into belief.
The first sparks of writing appeared. South stood behind a single leader.
And thus began the world's first great civilization.
Trade expanded Egypt's reach beyond its borders.
Astronomy shaped the calendar that guided life. Architecture began with ideas drawn on earth.
Spirituality became ceremonial.
Symbols of power began to appear. Two lands grew. Two destinies formed. Skill, discipline, and unity shaped their future.
A new leader rose, one who sought unity.
Change moved quietly through the river valleys. Two crowns, two powers.
A vision formed to unite the two lands.
South stood behind a single leader. And the North guarded its ancient traditions.
The idea of Egypt grew stronger than division. Belief guided what politics could not. The river wished for unity and inspired its people.
A peaceful consolidation began. One people, one culture. And slowly, the two lands drew closer.
A single king for a single Egypt. Unity became destiny.
A new capital emerged, Memphis, heart of a nation.
And thus began the world's first great civilization. A united Egypt awakened with new purpose.
Order and measurement became the language of the kingdom. Kings now ruled not just land, but destiny.
Writing became the heartbeat of administration.
Trade kept the young kingdom alive.
Kings sought eternal homes worthy of their power.
Mathematics became a tool of survival.
A strong workforce required a strong foundation.
Art became memory, carved in color.
The river's rhythm guided all life.
Each new ruler strengthened the throne.
The heavens became their guide.
Innovation refined the kingdom's strength.
Monument building grew bolder. History became art, and art became history. The capital thrived as cultures blended.
A new idea, bigger than anything before, was forming.
A king of innovation rose. Djoser. Beside him, a genius, Imhotep. Together, they would change the world forever. What began as a simple mastaba
soon reached toward the sky. Thousands worked willingly, fed, housed, respected. Precision guided every stone. The world's first pyramid took form. Planning became as sacred as prayer.
This was a society built on cooperation.
Egypt dared to build on a scale unseen before. A king watched his legacy rise.
Humanity's first colossal stone monument.
His creation inspired generations. Then came Sneferu, ambitious, visionary. He began his bold experiments in stone.
New ideas required new techniques. Architecture pushed past old limits. Sneferu refined his vision once again. Bold, unprecedented, beautiful.
The surface gleamed like white sunlight. A king unrivaled in ambition. A masterpiece of learning. And then, the perfect pyramid began. A logistical triumph of human coordination. Mathematics guided every choice. Structure became science. The first true smooth-sided pyramid. Astronomy shaped architecture itself. A golden age of engineering had begun. And into this world stepped Khufu. Here, he envisioned the impossible. A monument beyond imagination. The Great Pyramid began. Not slaves, craftsmen, farmers, builders. Tools, simple yet effective. Logistics on a scale never seen again. A city built to support builders of eternity. Unity powered the impossible.
North, south, heaven, earth. The desert bowed to geometry. White limestone reflected the sun like a beacon.
A wonder for all ages. A king etched into eternity. Legacy expanded beyond the king alone. A living city behind a timeless monument.
Egypt recorded its world with beauty.
Science kept the kingdom in harmony with the heavens.
As above, so below.
Wealth flowed through Egypt like the Nile itself.
Knowledge was sacred.
Art reached new levels of mastery.
The age of pyramids reached its height.
Kingship became cosmic.
To carry kings into the afterlife.
Spirituality became part of everyday life. Knowledge flowed through ink and reed.
The Nile determined everything, prosperity or struggle. Art spoke the language of memory.
The kingdom thrived on grain and unity.
Order, ma'at, kept chaos away. Monument building never ceased. The river remained Egypt's true highway.
But nature also tested the kingdom.
The heavens offered guidance. Leadership ensured survival. Slowly, the age of great pyramids faded.
Resources stretched thin.
Strain touched every corner of the kingdom.
The river's rhythm no longer obeyed.
Unity wavered.
Power began to fragment. Yet the monuments endured, untouched by time.
Even as kingdoms faltered, their legacy remained unbroken.
A dialogue between earth and sky. Knowledge survived when power did not.
Faith held the people together. This was the world they built, stone by stone. Generation.
Their age ended.
But a new chapter awaited Egypt.
One shaped not by stone,
but by ideas.
Knowledge would guide the next age.
Egypt was about to transform.
A kingdom reborn from its own legacy. Life always returned.
Hope always endured.
a civilization forever changed.
A new age begins. This was the age of the pyramids. The river that fed a kingdom failed.
The old kingdom trembled. Hunger whispered across villages. No floods, no signs.
A quiet collapse began.
Systems built over centuries eroded.
Scrolls filled with warnings.
Regional lords sensed weakness.
Unity fractured.
A golden age dimmed.
The floods vanished again. Life thinned. People searched for survival. The land could not sustain them.
Egypt split into rival powers.
Nature itself felt hostile.
Belief strained. Order was slipping.
Fields turned to dust.
All signs pointed downward.
Even ink became scarce.
Daily life fragmented.
People dreamed of greener lands.
History itself seemed to erode.
An age was ending. Diplomacy replaced unity. Each region guarded its grain.
Divisions deepened.